Aries, welcome to your weekly tarot reading for May the 30th to June the 5th. Okay, Aries, let's get started and see what messages we have for you for your week ahead. Aries, Sun, Moon, and Rising, May 30th to June the 5th. Woo! We've got the Nine of Cups, the Nine of Swords, the Five of Wands, both in reverse, and the King of Rods coming out. What's on the bottom of the deck is the Seven of Swords in reverse on the bottom of the deck. So you are kidding yourself. You are fooling yourself with something here. Wow, this is interesting. It almost feels like you are in a situation right now, my dear Aries, where you are in the midst of something very polarized. You're in the midst of something that is very much polarized. You've got a situation here right now where it's like something is about to sort of come into full focus, okay? Something is about to come into full focus for you, and it's feeling like it's bringing in some fear, and it's affecting your self-esteem. There is a part of you that is also sort of wondering whether or not this is a situation that you can trust, or if it's a situation where it's going to lead to competition and conflict, and you're wondering if this is an opportunity to collaborate, or is this just going to be a nightmare? And your self-esteem is not being fostered by this scenario. And so it's interesting. It's kind of making me wonder why you're sticking around here. Why are you still in this situation if it's causing you to sort of feel so polarized and sort of torn? I feel like you're almost deceiving yourself a little bit here by thinking that something is what it's not. This almost looks to and feels like a situation where you need to tap into your true self to understand that all that glitters is not gold. This situation may appear like a wish come true with this Nine of Cups, but I don't think it is. It feels like there's something that seems like it's one way, but it's making you sort of doubt yourself. It's creating a situation where you're fearful about whether or not a situation is going to just end up in conflict, or if there's any potential for growth here. But it seems like it's something that you wanted at one point, and you did think that this was where you were going to find your sort of emotional fulfillment, but it has not proved that way. And I feel like you're sort of coming to terms with it this week, and then you're going to have to decide what to do with this King of Rods energy, King of Wands. That's you, Aries, if I'm not mistaken. Oh, sorry, no, that's Leo. I apologize. Queen of Wands is Aries. But still, like, it's this idea of sort of following the path that you feel confident with. And this is making you feel very unconfident. This is robbing you of your confidence and throwing you into situations where it's just like a conflict of ego. One ego after another. A bunch of energies where no one's listening. Everyone just wants their turn to talk. You know what I'm saying? Like one of those kind of situations. And maybe there was a part of you that sort of idealized this, but man, you're starting to see that it's not, all that glitters isn't gold. You might have thought the grass was greener over here, but it's not. I think you're starting to see that this week, that the grass isn't necessarily greener here. The grass is green wherever you water it. And this is not a place where you can even get to the hose, because there's so many people fighting over everything. And it's like, I can't help but think that King of Rods could be here to try to get you to just move away from this. Look at that, Seven of Wands coming out. You're feeling really defensive. There's the Magician. There's the Magician in the upright position saying to you, as above, so below. Whatever it is that's going on internally is going to be reflected outside. So of course this illusion is here because you had thought this was it. And so it's almost like you're seeing the reflection now. And you're realizing, oh my goodness, this is not it. This is not where I want to be. This does not make me feel confident. This is not my emotional fulfillment. There's the 9 again. Your definition of emotional fulfillment has shifted. And you can't even continue on this path. I think you're feeling like you know that there's no emotional fulfillment here for you. Look at that Tower. As I said, you can't. Maybe you are hanging on. Maybe you are hanging on because you're like, no. This is my wish. And it's like karma's coming in, the universe is coming in, whatever, the force of this universe is coming in because it's out of balance. This cannot be. There's something here that's out of whack. And so it's like, it's getting cleared away for you. And there's the 6 of Wands on the bottom of this deck to sort of say, you won't be successful on this path. Shift paths. And if you don't shift paths, I'm going to come in and help shift it for you. And that's not like that's a loving thing from the energy of the universe to say, this isn't where you're going to find emotional fulfillment. This isn't where you're going to find victory. This is where you're going to find yourself feeling defensive, fearful, and lots of conflict. So Aries, it's interesting. It's almost like you have to make a decision. You've got to make a decision here about where you truly feel emotionally fulfilled. And even if this was a wish of yours once upon a time and it's turned out this way, okay, well now you know the truth. This wasn't for you. And hanging on to it doesn't change that it's not for you. You can't make it for you. It's just not for you. And when you think about everything being energy, that sort of makes it easier to understand that sometimes things aren't for us. If everything is energy, then you can't resonate with everything. You're only going to resonate with the things that you resonate with. And if your mind and your ego was telling you that this was the path, I think you're starting to see that it's not. Something here is not for Aries. And I did this with, I think, who was it? With Cancer. I pulled this deck. I'm just going to see. I'm curious. What is the theme of this for Aries? What is the overall theme here? Oh, yeah. Look at that. We got 2 cards coming out for you. Deep Knowing and Truth Be Told. This is not for you. You've known this wasn't for you maybe for some time. And you've sort of just been deceiving yourself with that 7 of Swords in reverse. Truth be told, my friends, this isn't for you. And it's going to get cleared away because it's not for you. You won't be successful on this path. You just won't be. You need to sort of prepare for something greater. Something that does speak to you. Something that you have a deep knowing already. Because this, truth be told here, this is not your situation. This is not for you. And I don't think that surprises you. I think you know that. And it's just the will. That's why the King of Rods is here. It's like you have to have the will to walk away from this. And not resist the truth. That this isn't for you. Very interesting, Aries. You know you're not going to be successful down this path. You just have to have the strong will of the King of Wands here to walk away. The King of Wands knows when to walk away and when to keep investing his energy. It's very interesting. And the Magician is here to remind you that you're empowered with choice and free will. You can walk away. You can choose something else. You don't have to stay with this just because once upon a time you thought this was going to be it for you. Now you have a deep knowing that this is not your truth. So you have the free will to exercise a choice here in a different direction, one that resonates with you. Very interesting. I'm going to leave it at that for you, Aries. Thank you so much for joining me for this reading. If it has resonated for you, please consider subscribing, liking, commenting, and sharing. It's always so nice to receive your comments to see how these readings resonate for you. I'm sending you so much love and light, my friends, and I hope to see you again for another reading. Have a wonderful week. Take care.